In the vast expanse of the cosmos, our home planet is but a pale blue dot adrift in an infinite ocean of stars. It is a sobering thought to consider how small and fragile our world is, and yet how vibrant and full of life it remains. But what if, somewhere out there, other worlds teem with life? Some not so different from our own, others so strange as to stretch the limits of human imagination. And what if these beings, these travelers from distant shores, found their way to us? How would we, the inhabitants of this tiny world, welcome such visitors? To imagine extraterrestrials among us is to engage in the profound exercise of recognizing our shared membership in the cosmic community. It compels us to think beyond the boundaries of nation, species, or even biology, to see life not as a possession, but as a phenomenon, a miracle of atoms and energy forged in the furnace of stars. If we were to encounter beings from other planets, the most important question we might ask would not be about their technology or their intentions, but about their perspective. What stories would they bring of their worlds? What lessons could they teach us about surviving the challenges of existence? And, perhaps most importantly, how might we learn to see ourselves through their eyes, on their planets? These beings may live under skies painted with hues unfamiliar to our spectrum. They might traverse landscapes shaped by forces alien to our understanding, their civilizations adapting to environments that would overwhelm our senses. They may have evolved with forms and faculties that we would struggle to comprehend, communicating in ways that transcend our notions of language. To them, we might seem as curious and incomprehensible as they do to us. Yet, in the quiet of mutual curiosity, we might discover the common threads that bind all intelligent life. If they walk among us, as some have speculated, what would they think of our societies? Would they marvel at our music, our art, our ability to dream and imagine? Or would they lament our conflicts, our divisions, our often short-sighted treatment of our home world? Perhaps their presence could serve as a mirror, reflecting back both our strengths and our flaws, urging us to grow into the stewards of our planet we aspire to be. The idea of aliens among us is more than a question of belief. It is a question of perspective. It challenges us to look up at the stars and wonder not only about who might be out there, but also about who we are. For in the face of the cosmos, we are reminded that we, too, are travelers, carrying the stardust of ancient suns, borne by the winds of time, searching for connection in the infinite. To seek extraterrestrial life is, in a way, to seek ourselves, to strive for understanding, to embrace the unknown, and to dream of a universe where all beings, no matter their origin, find a place among the stars. If we imagine extraterrestrial beings among us, whether as visitors from distant worlds or as denizens of hidden dimensions, we must also confront the profound implications of such a reality. How would their presence reshape our understanding of science, history, and philosophy? Would we finally come to see ourselves not as isolated entities on a single planet, but as participants in a vast, interconnected galactic ecosystem? And would that understanding lead us toward unity or deepen the fractures that already divide us? An encounter with an alien intelligence would force us to reevaluate the very meaning of life itself. For centuries, humanity has sought to define its place in the cosmos, drawing upon the narratives of religion, philosophy, and science to craft a sense of purpose. Yet, meeting beings who have evolved under entirely different conditions, who may think and feel in ways utterly alien to our own, would expand our understanding of what it means to exist. It would challenge our anthropocentric assumptions, revealing that intelligence is not confined to a single blueprint, but can emerge in myriad forms across the universe. If these beings came to us as explorers, would we greet them as partners in discovery, eager to share knowledge and learn from one another? Or would fear and mistrust guide our actions, as history so often warns? The lessons of the past suggest that encounters between civilizations, whether separated by oceans or by light years, are fraught with the potential for both extraordinary collaboration and devastating conflict. To extend a hand in friendship to beings from another world would require not only courage, but also the humility to recognize our own limitations and biases. Yet, even in our limitations, there is hope. Humanity's greatest achievements have often arisen from moments of profound challenge, when the unknown forced us to adapt, to imagine, and to grow. The presence of extraterrestrials among us, or even the knowledge of their existence, could inspire a new era of innovation, compelling us to unite in the face of a shared cosmic horizon. We might develop technologies that bridge the gap between worlds, languages that transcend barriers, and philosophies that encompass not only human experience, but the universal nature of life itself. And what are the stars? If we turn our gaze outward, seeking not only to welcome visitors, but to journey ourselves, what discoveries await? Might we one day walk among their people, as they might among ours, sharing stories of our small, watery world orbiting a yellow sun? Might we find ourselves the visitors on a distant planet, standing in awe beneath alien skies, bearing the hope and curiosity of Earth in our hearts? In the end, the question of extraterrestrial life is not merely a question of science or speculation. It is a question of who we are and who we might become. To embrace the possibility of aliens among us is to embrace the vastness of existence itself, to acknowledge that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. It is to dream not only of connection, but of transformation, a reminder that in the endless dance of the cosmos, we are not alone. And in that realization, perhaps, lies the greatest discovery of all. If the stars teach us anything, it is patience. The cosmos operates on scales of time and space that dwarf our fleeting lives. Yet within that enormity, we find meaning. To ponder aliens among us, or the potential for life on distant worlds, is to participate in an ancient tradition, the human drive to seek, to question, to transcend the limits of the known. It is a journey both outward and inward, where the exploration of the universe mirrors the exploration of our own souls. Consider the possibility that extraterrestrials might not come in forms we immediately recognize. They may not walk, speak, or even think in ways familiar to us. What if their presence is not material but energetic, manifesting as subtle distortions in magnetic fields or as patterns embedded in the quantum fabric of reality? Would we have the tools or the awareness to perceive them? If they communicate not through language but through shared understanding, would we have the humility to quiet our own voices and listen? Such beings, if they exist, may have long observed us, perhaps out of caution, or perhaps out of curiosity. They might view us as we view the movements of birds or the growth of coral reefs, a phenomenon of nature, fascinating and complex, yet distant from their own lived experience. Or they may see in us a reflection of themselves, a species at a critical juncture, grappling with the challenges of survival, unity, and meaning. What wisdom might they offer, and what might they hope to learn in return? On other worlds, life may take forms so varied and adaptive that it challenges our definitions of biology itself. Oceans of methane, clouds of hydrogen, or even the vacuum of space might harbor entities that thrive in ways our science can scarcely imagine. To encounter such life would be to confront the richness of the universe's creativity, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of matter shaped by time. Yet, in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, we must also reflect on our readiness to engage. Are we prepared to meet another civilization as equals, with curiosity rather than conquest, with respect rather than fear? The history of our own species reveals a troubling pattern. The tendency to divide, to exploit, to see difference as a threat rather than an opportunity. To welcome beings from another world would require a profound shift in perspective, a recognition that our survival is bound not only to each other, but to the greater fabric of the cosmos. Perhaps the greatest gift extraterrestrials could give us is a reminder of our interconnectedness. They might hold up a mirror to our world, showing us the fragility of our ecosystems, the beauty of our shared humanity, and the urgency of our responsibility to care for our home. In their presence, we might see our divisions dissolve, replaced by a collective sense of belonging to something far greater than any single nation, culture, or species. For now, the stars remain silent. But in that silence, there is no absence, only potential. Each photon that reaches us from a distant sun carries the possibility of worlds unseen, of lives unlived, of futures unwritten. Whether or not we are visited by extraterrestrial beings, the act of imagining them calls us to become more than we are. It challenges us to rise to the occasion of our existence, to see ourselves as stewards of this planet and participants in a universe that is alive with possibility. In this cosmic vastness, we are not insignificant. We are the eyes and ears of the universe, the minds that dare to ask questions, the hearts that yearn for connection. And whether we walk among aliens or simply dream of their existence, we are part of the same grand story, a story written in the stars, waiting to be discovered. As we continue to gaze into the depths of space, it is worth asking what role humanity might play in the larger story of the cosmos. If extraterrestrial civilizations exist, if they have already crossed the immense distances between stars, then they are likely far older than we are. Their survival would suggest that they have navigated crises we are only beginning to confront. Conflicts over resources, the fragility of their environment, and the perils of technology advancing faster than wisdom. Could we learn from their successes? Or would their presence serve as a stark reminder of how far we still have to go? There is also the possibility, humbling and profound, that we may be among the first. If life in the universe is exceedingly rare, or if intelligence often succumbs to its own self-destructive tendencies, then the task falls to us to safeguard and propagate the miracle of consciousness. This idea of humanity as the universe's fledgling explorer, tentatively reaching out into the void, carries with it a solemn responsibility. Every step we take toward the stars must be done with care, for we may be carrying not just our hopes, but the hopes of countless unknown worlds that could one day follow in our footsteps. Imagine, if you will, a future where humanity becomes the visitor, the traveler, the alien presence on other planets. What kind of emissaries will we be? Will we arrive with curiosity and reverence, or with arrogance and haste? The way we treat each other, The way we treat the ecosystems of our own planet provides a preview of how we might behave when we finally set foot on alien soil. If we wish to meet the unknown with open hands rather than clenched fists, then our work begins here, on Earth, in how we nurture and sustain the fragile web of life that has been entrusted to us. In the distant future, when our descendants look back on this moment, they may see it as a turning point. The era when we began to see ourselves not as isolated individuals or divided nations, but as a single species, bound together by our shared origin and our shared destiny. The era when we understood that to search the stars for others is also to search ourselves for the best of what we can be. We are, after all, made of the same elements that compose the distant stars. The iron in our blood, the calcium in our bones, the carbon that forms the scaffolding of life. All of it was forged in the cores of ancient suns that lived and died long before Earth was born. This is the thread that connects us to the universe, to each other, and perhaps, one day, to other beings who share this cosmic heritage. And so we continue to look outward, to send our signals into the darkness, to dream of encounters that may never come in our lifetimes. But whether or not we meet them, the act of reaching, the willingness to imagine, to hope, to prepare, changes us. It reminds us that we are not the center of the universe, but a part of its unfolding story. It reminds us that the sky above is not a boundary, but an invitation, and that in the infinite vastness of space, the most powerful force we possess is the ability to dream. For in dreaming, we become the bridge between what is and what could be. We affirm that life, wherever it may arise, carries the same spark of wonder, the same yearning to understand and be understood. In the end, whether we find them or they find us, whether we journey to their worlds or only ever glimpse them in our imagination, we are united by this. We are the universe's explorers, its storytellers, and its witnesses. And in the quiet of the stars, there is room enough for all our stories. As we dream of other worlds and the beings that might inhabit them, we confront the profound paradox of the cosmos. It is both unimaginably vast and deeply connected. Every atom in our bodies was once part of an ancient star, scattered through the galaxy by the cataclysms of supernovae. The same particles that make up the distant worlds we seek also form the air we breathe, the ground beneath our feet, and the oceans that cradle our existence. This shared origin speaks to a unity that transcends the boundaries of planets and species. The search for extraterrestrial life, whether through the lenses of telescopes or the whispers of radio waves, is as much about understanding ourselves as it is about understanding the universe. It asks us to contemplate our place in the grand tapestry of existence. What might we offer to the cosmos, and what might we learn from it? Could a civilization far older than ours see something in humanity that we have yet to see in ourselves? A capacity for growth, for resilience, for creating beauty in the face of uncertainty? If aliens are already here, quietly observing us, what must they think of our world? They might marvel at our ingenuity, at the way we have turned the chaotic forces of nature into art, science, and exploration. But they might also grieve for our divisions, for the ways we struggle to live in harmony with each other and with the delicate balance of our planet. Perhaps their presence, even in the shadows of our awareness, could serve as a catalyst, a mirror reflecting back the best and worst of what it means to be human. And what are the stories they might tell? If their civilizations have endured long enough to traverse the stars, they would carry with them a wealth of knowledge. Histories written not in books, but in the stars themselves. They might teach us of other worlds where life has flourished, of challenges overcome, of failures and triumphs etched into the fabric of their existence. They might remind us that survival is not a solitary act, but a collective endeavor, that to thrive in the cosmos requires not only technology, but also wisdom, compassion, and a sense of shared destiny. As we imagine these encounters, we are also called to prepare ourselves, to become a civilization worthy of meeting others. This means not only advancing our science and technology, but also cultivating the qualities that make us truly human: empathy, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. The cosmos does not reward stagnation. It rewards those who dare to grow, to evolve, to reach beyond their grasp. One day, perhaps we will no longer need to imagine. Whether through a signal received across the void or through the footsteps of travelers from distant worlds, the reality of extraterrestrial life may confront us. When that moment comes, it will not be the culmination of a journey, but the beginning of a new one. A journey that invites us to see ourselves not as separate from the cosmos, but as an intrinsic part of it, connected to all life, wherever it may arise. Until that day, we must continue to look upward, to send our questions into the vastness, and to dream of the day when they are answered. For even in the silence, there is meaning. The act of asking, of seeking, of imagining is itself an affirmation of life, a declaration that we, the inhabitants of this small blue are ready to take our place among the stars. And so we wait, not with resignation, but with hope. For in the grand story of the cosmos, our chapter is just beginning. And somewhere out there, perhaps, others are waiting too, waiting to meet us, waiting to share in the wonder of existence, waiting to remind us that, in the end, we are all travelers in the same endless journey, a journey that spans galaxies, unites worlds, and echoes in the infinite expanse of the universe. The cosmos, in all its grandeur, is an unbroken symphony of motion and possibility. Stars are born, they shine, and they die, their remnants seeding the next generation of worlds. Galaxies spin together in a slow dance that spans billions of years. And somewhere amidst this cosmic orchestra, there is us, thinking, wondering, and dreaming. To imagine that we are alone in this vastness seems an unlikely conceit. Yet, for now, the universe remains a mystery, its other voices distant, perhaps awaiting the right moment to reveal themselves. If the universe is teeming with life, as so many believe, then we are connected to those distant beings by a common thread, the spark of existence itself. Like us, they may have gazed at their skies, seeking to understand the forces that brought them into being. Like us, they may have grappled with the questions of meaning, of purpose, of survival. And like us, they may wonder if they are alone. This shared curiosity, this deep yearning to connect, could become the bridge between us, a language spoken not in words, but in the universal grammar of wonder. It is possible that our first encounter will not be through a visit, but through discovery. A faint signal traveling across light years, a spectral fingerprint of life in an alien atmosphere, or the unmistakable geometry of an artifact floating in the depths of space. How we respond to such a discovery will define our place in the cosmos. Will we greet it with awe and collaboration, or with fear and secrecy? The choice will determine not only how we are perceived by any observers, but also how we perceive ourselves. But what if the universe's silence is not emptiness, but caution? If there are civilizations advanced enough to reach out across the stars, they may watch us from afar, waiting to see if we are ready. Readiness, in this sense, may not be a measure of our technology, but of our maturity. It may depend not on how far we can travel, but on how well we can listen, how deeply we can understand, and how openly we can embrace what we find. Perhaps the most profound realization in the search for extraterrestrial life is that it is also a search for ourselves. To prepare for contact is to prepare for transformation. It is to ask who we are, what we value, and what kind of future we wish to create, not just for humanity, but for all forms of life that share this universe. In this sense, the search for aliens becomes a moral endeavor, one that compels us to rise above our divisions, to think not in terms of borders, but in terms of a shared destiny. Even if we never meet them, the idea of extraterrestrials challenges us to become the best version of ourselves. It reminds us that we are stewards of a world that is rare and precious, a home not just for us but for countless other species. It reminds us that our actions echo far beyond our own time, shaping the legacy we leave for future generations. And it reminds us that in the grand story of the cosmos, we are not isolated. We are participants in a much larger narrative, one that began long before us and will continue long after. In this cosmic perspective, we are all connected. The atoms that compose us, the light that sustains us, the curiosity that drives us, all of it is part of the same unfolding mystery. Whether we walk among the stars or simply dream of them, whether we find others or only ourselves, we are already part of the infinite. And as we continue to reach, to seek, and to imagine, we carry with us the hope that somewhere, someday, the universe will answer. Until then, the journey is its own reward. For in the act of looking outward, we find the courage to look inward. In the act of seeking others, we discover who we are. And in the act of imagining the infinite, we remind ourselves that we, too, are infinite, threads of stardust woven into the fabric of time, united by the light of the stars and the vastness of the cosmos. As the journey unfolds, we must recognize that the search for extraterrestrial life is not simply about science or discovery. It is about perspective. The act of reaching outward transforms us, reshaping how we see ourselves and our place in the universe. Whether we find others among the stars or only echoes of their long-lost civilizations, we are compelled to reflect on the unique moment we occupy, the brief flash of existence on a planet that harbors life in a cosmos largely unknown. Imagine for a moment that we do find undeniable evidence of another intelligence, a signal, a structure, a whisper from the void. How would such a discovery ripple through our world? Would our differences seem smaller in the face of the profound? Would our conflicts yield to a new unity, forged in the knowledge that we are not alone? Or would fear take root, as it so often does in the face of the unfamiliar? History suggests that the answers would be complex. Encounters between cultures on Earth have often been fraught with misunderstanding, conflict, and inequality. Yet there have also been moments of profound exchange, where the meeting of different ways of life has enriched all parties. To meet a civilization from another world would be to encounter the ultimate other, a being shaped by forces, histories, and environments entirely unlike our own. It would challenge us to expand our empathy, to stretch the limits of what we consider possible, and to redefine the very meaning of connection. But what if the universe's silence is not due to absence, but to wisdom? Perhaps the civilizations that endure are those that learn to observe without interfering, to protect their own worlds without imposing on others. Such restraint might seem alien to us now, in a time when we so often act before fully understanding. Yet it is a lesson we, too, could learn: the patience to listen, the humility to wait, and the wisdom to approach the unknown with care. In this way, the search for extraterrestrial life becomes a mirror reflecting our aspirations and our shortcomings. It asks us to consider what kind of civilization we wish to be, not just for ourselves, but as representatives of Earth. If we are to join the cosmic community, we must first learn to care for our own planet, to bridge the divides that separate us, and to approach the universe with the reverence it deserves. For now, the stars remain silent. But in that silence, there is an invitation. Each unanswered question, each unexplored world, is a call to action, a reminder that the journey is ongoing, that the story is still being written. Whether we find others or only ourselves, the act of seeking brings us closer to the truth, that we are part of something vast, something beautiful, something infinitely worth exploring. And so we continue. We send our signals. We build our telescopes. We dream of the day when we will know. In the meantime, the stars remind us of what we already share: the light of distant suns, the rhythms of life, the endless curiosity that propels us forward. To search the universe is to search ourselves, and in that search we find meaning. We find hope. We find the infinite within us, as surely as it lies among the stars. The cosmos is not waiting for us. It is inviting us to grow, to learn, to imagine, to reach. And in the reaching, we become more than we are, not just inhabitants of a single planet, but explorers, dreamers, participants in a story far greater than ourselves. A story that spans galaxies and generations. A story that is only just beginning. As we reach out to the cosmos, seeking connection among the stars, we are compelled to ask ourselves what it means to live in a universe so vast, so full of possibility, and yet for now so quiet. This silence is not empty. It is a canvas upon which we project our hopes, fears, and aspirations. The search for extraterrestrial life is, in many ways, the search for our own potential, an invitation to transcend our divisions and imagine a future shaped by curiosity and collaboration. If one day we make contact, whether through technology, exploration, or a chance encounter, the first question will not be, "What are they?" but "Who are we?" Are we ready to welcome the unknown with open minds and open hearts? Can we approach beings from other worlds with the same dignity and respect we strive to extend to one another? And can we see in their presence an opportunity to learn, to grow, to expand the boundaries of what it means to be alive? Perhaps the greatest lesson the universe offers us is patience. Civilizations rise and fall over millennia, while the stars endure for eons. In this cosmic timescale, our species is still young, still learning. We are at the beginning of a journey that could stretch across the galaxy and beyond, a journey that requires not just technological advancement, but moral and spiritual growth. To become a spacefaring species is to take on the responsibility of guardianship, not only of our own planet, but of the many worlds we may one day touch. The stars remind us of our fragility, but they also remind us of our resilience. From the chaos of the cosmos, life emerged on Earth and perhaps elsewhere. This shared story connects us to the universe in ways we are only beginning to understand. It challenges us to think beyond the boundaries of species or planet, to see ourselves as part of a larger whole. And it asks us to act with humility, knowing that the universe is vast and complex, and that we are but one chapter in its infinite book. If there are other beings out there, they too may have looked up at their skies, wondering if they were alone. They too may have struggled with the challenges of survival, the mysteries of existence, the desire to know and be known. In this shared longing, we are not so different. Whether they walk among us or dwell on worlds light years away, whether we meet them tomorrow or in 1,000 years, the simple fact of their possibility changes us. It opens our minds to the infinite and reminds us of our own potential to grow. The journey to the stars is, in the end, a journey to ourselves. It is a call to rise above the smallness of fear and division, to embrace the vastness of wonder and possibility. As we send our signals into the void, as we build the tools to explore and the stories to imagine, we are answering a deeper question. What kind of civilization do we want to be? The cosmos holds no judgment, no expectation. It is simply there waiting for us to listen, to look, to learn, waiting for us to join the dance of galaxies, to add our voices to the great chorus of existence. And as we take our first tentative steps into this larger reality, we carry with us the light of our small blue world, a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of life, and a promise that the story of the universe is far from over. For in the vastness of space, every discovery, every connection, every dream reminds us of one profound truth. We are not alone, not in our wonder, not in our questions, and not in the great unfolding mystery of the cosmos. Together, we are part of something greater, something infinite, something beautiful. And in the quiet of the stars, that truth endures. As we contemplate the enormity of the cosmos, it becomes clear that the search for extraterrestrial life is more than an act of exploration. It is an act of hope. It is the hope that we are part of a universe alive with possibility, that the same forces that birthed our fragile blue planet have given rise to countless others, each a unique expression of the cosmic dance. It is the hope that somewhere, across the unfathomable distances, there are others who look to their skies and dream, as we do, of connection. And yet, even as we dream of others, we must face the reality of our own world. The Earth, with all its beauty and complexity, is a singular marvel. For all our aspirations to reach the stars, our first responsibility is to this planet and to one another. To imagine meeting an advanced civilization, we must first ask, how would they see us? Would they marvel at our creativity, our resilience, our capacity for love? Or would they see the scars of division, the waste of potential, the harm we inflict on the only home we know? Perhaps the most profound message we could receive from the stars is a call to reflection, a reminder that before we can extend our hands to the cosmos, we must learn to care for what is already in our grasp. If we are to be stewards of a shared galaxy, we must first be stewards of our shared Earth. The act of imagining extraterrestrials among us challenges us to transcend the boundaries of nation, creed, and species, to see ourselves as a unified whole, bound by the fragile thread of life. The possibility of alien life also invites us to think deeply about what life means. On distant worlds, evolution may have taken paths we cannot yet fathom. Life might exist in forms that defy our biology. Intelligence might manifest in ways that challenge our understanding. What would it mean to encounter a consciousness utterly unlike our own? Could we find common ground with beings who see reality through senses we cannot imagine, who communicate in ways we cannot yet comprehend? And in finding that common ground, might we discover new dimensions of what it means to be human? The universe, in its vastness, has the capacity to humble and inspire us in equal measure. It reminds us that we are not its masters, but its participants, part of a grand, unfolding story that began long before we arrived and will continue long after we are gone. Yet in this recognition lies an extraordinary freedom. If we are but one thread in the fabric of existence, then our task is not to dominate, but to contribute, to explore, to understand. And in that contribution, we find meaning. One day, perhaps we will meet them. Perhaps we will hear their voices, decipher their signals, or see their ships gliding across the stars. Or perhaps they will come to us, stepping into our world with forms and ideas that will forever change our understanding of existence. When that day comes, it will be the beginning of a new chapter, not only for humanity, but for the universe itself. It will be a moment that redefines what it means to be alive, to be intelligent, to belong to a cosmos filled with mystery and wonder. But even if we never meet them, the act of searching, the act of dreaming, has already transformed us. It has reminded us that we are part of something vast and magnificent, that our existence is connected to forces and histories beyond our imagining. It has given us the courage to ask the greatest of questions, and the humility to accept that the answers may elude us. And so we continue. We look to the stars not out of despair, but out of hope. Hope that the universe is alive with life, with intelligence, with connection. Hope that, in the silence of the cosmos, there is the promise of voices yet unheard. Hope that as we journey outward, we will also journey inward, discovering not only what lies beyond our reach, but what lies within ourselves. Whether we build the telescopes, send the signals, or simply gaze upward with wonder, we are united by a shared dream, a dream that we are not alone, and that in the vastness of space, there is room enough for all our stories. The search for extraterrestrial life is, at its heart, a journey without a known destination. And yet, it is this very uncertainty that gives the journey its power. The act of searching is itself an act of faith, not in the religious sense, but in the belief that the universe holds answers worth seeking. It is the faith that existence is not a solitary phenomenon, that the cosmos is alive with stories, and that by reaching outward, we might come to understand our place within it. This pursuit changes us, whether or not we ever find what we are looking for. To seek others among the stars requires us to imagine, to empathize, to stretch our minds toward possibilities we cannot yet define. It challenges us to confront the limitations of our understanding, the biases of our perspective, and the boundaries of our technology. And it invites us to ask the most profound of questions. What does it mean to be alive? What does it mean to be intelligent? What does it mean to belong? If we are fortunate enough to find extraterrestrial life, it may come in forms so alien that it defies our expectations. Perhaps it will emerge as microbial ecosystems thriving in the subsurface oceans of icy moons, or as organisms capable of surviving in environments more extreme than anything on Earth. These discoveries, though modest compared to our dreams of contact with intelligent civilizations, would still be revolutionary. They would remind us that life is not confined to the narrow conditions of our planet, but is a process capable of adapting to the vast diversity of the universe. And if we discover intelligence, The implications are almost incomprehensible. The meeting of minds shaped by entirely different evolutionary paths, different histories, different environments, would be an event unparalleled in human history. It would not be the end of our questions, but the beginning of new ones, questions that challenge the foundations of our science, our philosophy, and our understanding of ourselves. In preparing for such a moment, we must look inward as much as we look outward. For all our advancements, humanity is still a young species, prone to conflict and division. To present ourselves as worthy participants in a larger galactic community, we must learn to act as one, not erasing our diversity, but embracing it as a strength. We must recognize that the traits we value in ourselves, our creativity, our resilience, our capacity for wonder, are the very traits that make us a part of the cosmos. They are our gift to the universe, should we ever have the opportunity to share it. But what if we are alone? What if the silence of the stars is not an invitation, but a reality? Even this possibility holds meaning, for in the vastness of space, our existence would become not less significant, but more so. If we are the only conscious observers of the universe, then we carry an extraordinary responsibility to cherish and protect this fragile spark of life, to ensure that it endures, and to explore not for the sake of conquest, but for the sake of understanding. Whether we find others or remain solitary, the search itself is a testament to the human spirit. It is a declaration that we are not content to stay within the boundaries of what we know, that we are driven to reach, to question, to dream. It is a reminder that the act of seeking, of wondering, is what makes us human. And in that seeking, we are already connected to the stars, to each other, and to the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. As we continue this journey, let us carry with us the humility to listen, the courage to explore, and the hope that, in the vast and silent cosmos, there is room for connection. For in the end, whether we meet them or not, the act of reaching outward is a statement of faith, not just in the existence of others, but in the potential of ourselves. It is a promise that we, the children of stardust, are ready to become the storytellers of the universe. The cosmos invites us to imagine a future that extends far beyond the confines of our current understanding. A future where humanity's presence in the universe is not merely a question of survival, but of flourishing. Whether through the discovery of extraterrestrial civilizations or the colonization of distant worlds, our journey outward is ultimately a journey toward becoming more than we are. In that journey, we face profound challenges. If we are to thrive as a spacefaring species, we must confront the tendencies that threaten our unity, the conflicts that divide nations, the short-term thinking that jeopardizes our planet, the inequalities that leave so many behind. These are not merely obstacles to progress. They are obstacles to wisdom. For what good is reaching the stars if we cannot bring with us a spirit of compassion, curiosity, and cooperation? The stars demand that we rise to meet them, not with weapons or greed, but with a reverence for the interconnectedness of life. To step onto another world is to recognize that we are stewards of more than just Earth. Every planet we touch, every ecosystem we encounter, every spark of life we discover will challenge us to act with care and foresight. The universe is vast, but it is not infinite, and the choices we make now will echo across generations. And yet, the promise of the cosmos is boundless. To imagine alien beings is to imagine a universe rich with diversity, not just of forms, but of ideas, perspectives, and ways of being. What might we learn from a civilization that has navigated challenges we are only beginning to face. What philosophies, technologies, or cultural insights might they share? And how might our own understanding of existence deepen through their eyes? Even in their absence, the possibility of extraterrestrial life shapes our aspirations. It pushes us to question the limits of our own creativity, to ask how we might become the kind of civilization that others would wish to meet. If we are to send emissaries into the stars, what values will they carry? What stories will they tell of Earth, of humanity, of the fragile beauty of a world that gave birth to us all? Perhaps the greatest gift of the search for life beyond Earth is the perspective it offers. From the vantage point of the stars, our divisions shrink, our conflicts fade, and what remains is the shared miracle of existence. The boundaries between us and them blur, replaced by a deeper understanding that we are all part of the same cosmic story, a story written not in borders or ideologies, but in the language of stars and atoms, energy and time. This is the legacy we are building, whether or not we ever encounter beings from other worlds. The act of looking outward reminds us to look inward, to see our world with fresh eyes, to recognize the preciousness of life and the responsibility we bear to nurture it. The cosmos is vast, but so too is our capacity for growth, for learning, for imagining futures we cannot yet conceive. One day, perhaps, the silence of the stars will break, and we will find ourselves face to face with the unknown. Or perhaps we will venture outward, carrying with us the light of Earth to illuminate the dark corners of the universe. But until that day, the search continues, a search not just for others, but for ourselves, for our place in the grand tapestry of existence. For in the end, the question is not whether we are alone, but how we choose to live with the possibility, how we use that wonder to inspire us, to guide us, and to remind us that even on this small blue planet, we are already part of something infinite. In the quiet of the stars, there is no final answer, only the promise of discovery, the invitation to dream, and the enduring hope that in reaching outward, we will find not only others but the best of what we can be. The story of humanity is one of reaching, of yearning for something greater than ourselves. It is written in our myths, in our science, in the very way we look at the stars. To dream of others, to imagine the possibility of life beyond our own, is to acknowledge the vast potential of existence, a potential that both humbles and elevates us. As we contemplate the stars, we are reminded of our own fragility. The thin shell of atmosphere that sustains us, the narrow band of temperatures that allow life to flourish, the intricate web of ecosystems that nurture our existence. All of it is precarious, and all of it is rare. In imagining worlds beyond our own, we are called to care for this one. For what good is reaching the stars if we lose the miracle of Earth along the way? If one day we venture outward in earnest, we will carry with us more than just the tools of exploration. We will carry the hopes of billions, the wisdom of centuries, and the responsibility to act as stewards of the universe we seek to understand. Every step we take beyond our planet will be a step into the unknown, and with it will come a choice: to approach with humility or with hubris, to learn or to impose, to connect or to conquer. And what of those who might already be out there? If we were to meet beings from other worlds, how might they perceive us? Would they see in us the seeds of greatness, the capacity for empathy and understanding that has driven us to reach out in the first place? Or would they see only our flaws, our conflicts, our inability to live in harmony with our own world? Perhaps their response would not be one of judgment, but of curiosity, a recognition that, Like them, we are creatures of evolution, shaped by the unique circumstances of our world, striving to understand our place in the universe. To imagine such a meeting is to imagine a profound moment of connection, a moment that transcends language, biology, and culture. It would not be a meeting of governments or technologies, but a meeting of minds, of perspectives, of shared wonder. And in that moment, we might discover that the differences that once seemed insurmountable are, in the context of the cosmos, insignificant. That what unites us, our curiosity, our capacity for awe, our desire to know and be known, is far greater than what divides us. Even if we never meet them, the search for extraterrestrial life offers us a gift, the opportunity to see ourselves in a new light. From the perspective of the cosmos, the divisions we cling to, nations, ideologies, identities, become fleeting, even trivial. What remains is the shared fact of our existence, the improbable miracle of life arising on this small, fragile world. This is what connects us, not just to one another, but to the universe itself. And so we continue. We build the telescopes, we send the probes, we listen to the stars. Not because we are certain of what we will find, but because the act of seeking is its own reward. It reminds us that we are part of something vast and beautiful, something that transcends the boundaries of time and space. It reminds us that in the grand story of the cosmos, our chapter is only just beginning. One day, perhaps we'll find the answers we seek. Perhaps we will stand beneath alien skies or hear voices carried across the stars. Perhaps we will learn that we are not alone and that the universe is richer, more diverse, more alive than we ever dared to imagine. Or perhaps we will find only silence, but even in that silence, there is meaning. For in the act of looking outward, we are reminded of what lies within. The courage to question, the capacity to wonder, the unyielding drive to connect. These are the qualities that make us human, and they are the qualities that will carry us to the stars. Whether we find others or only ourselves, the journey is what matters. And in that journey, we are already part of the infinite. In the vastness of space, the stars wait patiently, their light carrying the stories of a universe that is still unfolding. And as we gaze upward, we too become part of that story. Travelers, dreamers, explorers of the infinite, united by the shared hope that somewhere in the cosmos, we will find not only others but a deeper understanding of what it means to exist. The journey outward, into the cosmos, into the unknown, requires more than just technology or ambition. It demands imagination. It asks us to envision not only the landscapes of alien worlds, but also the contours of our shared future. It requires us to see ourselves as part of a narrative far larger than our individual lives or even our collective history. A narrative written in the language of stars and time, stretching across billions of years and countless galaxies. If we find others among the stars, that discovery will not merely be a scientific revelation. It will be a mirror. It will reflect back to us our humanity in all its complexity, our ingenuity and our flaws, our capacity for compassion and for conflict. To encounter beings so different from ourselves would challenge us to re-examine who we are, what we value, and how we live. Could we set aside the divisions that so often define us in favor of a deeper, shared identity as inhabitants of the cosmos? But what if the universe is not waiting for us to find others? What if it is waiting for us to find ourselves? Before we can truly reach outward, we must first look inward. We must confront the questions that have long shaped our existence. How do we live in harmony with each other and with our planet? How do we build a future that honors the diversity of life while acknowledging our common destiny? How do we approach the unknown with fear or with wonder? The stars remind us that we are small, yet not insignificant. From their distant light, we draw inspiration and perspective. They remind us that every atom in our bodies, every molecule that sustains us, was forged in the heart of a star. We are quite literally children of the cosmos. And as we gaze upward, we are reminded of our connection not only to the universe, but to each other. For in the vastness of space, the differences that divide us fade, and what remains is the shared miracle of existence. Imagine a future where humanity has embraced this cosmic perspective. A future where our exploration of the stars is guided not by conquest, but by curiosity, not by greed, but by a desire to understand. In such a future, we might travel to distant worlds, not as invaders, but as learners and collaborators. We might build bridges between species, between civilizations, between galaxies, creating a tapestry of connection that spans the universe. Even if we never meet another intelligent species, the possibility of their existence changes us. It forces us to consider what it means to be intelligent, to be alive, to share a universe. It reminds us that life, wherever it may arise, is a rare and precious thing, a phenomenon to be celebrated, protected, and cherished. And it calls us to live in a way that honors this truth, to act as stewards not only of Earth, but of the cosmos itself. As we send our signals into the void, as we listen for whispers from the stars, we are participating in a profound act of hope. Hope that we are not alone. Hope that we might learn from others. Hope that, in the vastness of the universe, there is a place for connection, for meaning, for understanding. This hope is not naive. It is rooted in the very nature of life itself. The drive to explore, to grow, to reach beyond what is known. It is the hope of a species that has always looked to the horizon and wondered what lies beyond. And in that hope, there is strength. For even if we never find what we seek, the act of seeking transforms us. It unites us, inspires us, and reminds us that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. The universe is vast, and the future is unwritten. But as we look to the stars, we carry with us the light of a small blue world, a world filled with questions, with dreams, with the unyielding belief that somewhere in the infinite, there is room for us. And in that belief, we find our purpose, to explore, to connect, to imagine, and to become the storytellers of the cosmos. And so, we continue our journey, not with certainty, but with resolve. Each step we take, whether toward the stars or toward understanding ourselves, is an act of courage. For the cosmos does not offer guarantees. It offers only possibility, a boundless, exhilarating potential for discovery, for growth, and for connection. We are the first generation to peer deeply into the darkness and see it illuminated by knowledge. We have mapped distant planets, traced the faint glow of galaxies born in the early universe, and sent our emissaries, mechanical explorers and signals of light, outward, carrying our curiosity into the unknown. In these acts, we are not merely looking for others. We are asking the universe a question. What else is possible? If there is life out there, intelligent or otherwise, it may look upon us with the same wonder we feel when gazing at the stars. It may ask what it means to be human, to carry the stories of a single world shaped by billions of years of change. It may marvel at our art, our music, our ability to dream, and we, in turn, may find in them perspectives that expand our understanding of what it means to exist. But if we find nothing, if the silence persists, what then? This, too, is a question worth pondering. For the absence of contact does not diminish our significance. It amplifies it. In a silent universe, we are the voice, the consciousness that seeks, the fragile spark of life that illuminates the infinite. It is a responsibility unlike any we have known, to cherish the life we have, to protect our planet, and to nurture the conditions that allow existence to flourish. Even the act of imagining extraterrestrial life transforms us. It challenges us to think beyond the confines of our own experiences, to envision forms of existence so different from our own that they defy comprehension. This imagination is not just a tool for exploration. It is a bridge connecting us to the infinite possibilities of the cosmos and to the infinite potential within ourselves. As we dream of other worlds, we must also remember the one we call home. Earth is not merely a starting point for our journey. It is the heart of who we are. The lush forests, the rolling oceans, the countless species that share this planet with us. These are not resources to be exploited, but gifts to be protected. For if we cannot care for the world that gave us life, how can we hope to honor the worlds we may one day encounter? One day, perhaps, we will stand on alien soil, beneath skies that bear no resemblance to our own. We may look up at stars unfamiliar to us and feel a sense of wonder that transcends language and culture. And in that moment, we will carry with us not only the legacy of Earth, but the responsibility to represent all that life can be: curious, compassionate, and connected. Until that day, the search itself is a kind of destination. To look to the stars is to declare that we believe in something greater than ourselves, that we are willing to reach, to risk, to imagine. It is a declaration that we are part of the universe, not separate from it, and that our story is intertwined with the greater story of existence. The stars wait patiently, their light a testament to the passage of time and the endurance of possibility. They remind us that we are travelers, not just across space, but across epochs, across ideas, across the boundaries of what we know and what we can only dream. And as we move forward, boldly, humbly, and together, we carry with us the most powerful force in the cosmos, the belief that in the vastness of the infinite, there is always more to discover. And so we reach, not because we must, but because it is who we are: explorers, dreamers, participants in the grand story of the universe. A story that will continue long after we are gone, yet one that will always carry our mark. The mark of beings who dared to imagine, who dared to connect, who dared to ask the timeless question, what lies beyond? As we gaze into the infinite vastness of the cosmos, we are reminded that each question we ask and each step we take toward the stars is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The journey to understand the universe is not merely a quest for knowledge. It is a celebration of our capacity to wonder, to imagine, and to transcend the limits of what we know. Perhaps, one day, we will learn that the universe is filled with life, that we are but one voice in a great cosmic symphony. If so, our task will be to listen, to harmonize, and to find our place in that grand ensemble. What a gift it would be to know that we are part of a thriving galactic community, to learn from civilizations that have endured and flourished, to share our stories and receive theirs in return. Or perhaps we will find that we are alone, the first or the only spark of consciousness in an otherwise silent cosmos. If so, our responsibility becomes even greater. We would be the guardians of not just one planet, but of a phenomenon so rare that it defies comprehension: life itself. In that solitude, there would be a kind of sacredness, a duty to preserve and propagate the fragile flame of existence across the stars. But regardless of what we find, or whether we find anything at all, the act of searching transforms us. It reminds us of our shared humanity, of the connections that bind us to one another and to the universe. In looking outward, we are compelled to look inward, to ask what kind of species we want to be and what kind of legacy we wish to leave. The search for extraterrestrial life is not just about answering a scientific question. It is about embracing a philosophical truth. It is about recognizing that we are not separate from the universe, but deeply, irrevocably a part of it. The same forces that shaped the stars and galaxies also shaped us. And in this connection lies a profound sense of belonging. Imagine for a moment the future. Perhaps centuries or millennia from now, humanity will no longer be confined to Earth. We will walk beneath alien skies, live on worlds that once existed only in our dreams, and carry with us the lessons of our home planet. What kind of travelers will we be? Will we carry with us the scars of our divisions, or the wisdom of unity? Will we approach the unknown with reverence, or with the hubris of conquest? The answers to these questions will be written not in the distant future, but in the choices we make today. How we care for our planet, how we treat one another, how we cultivate a spirit of curiosity and empathy. These are the foundations upon which our interstellar future will be built. To reach the stars is to embrace the infinite, and to embrace the infinite is to recognize the beauty and responsibility of our own existence. As we continue this journey, let us remember that the universe is not static. It is alive, dynamic, ever-changing. We are part of that change, contributors to the story of the cosmos. Whether we find others or only ourselves, the act of seeking connects us to that story, binds us to the stars, and reminds us that we are, and always have been, part of something greater. The stars do not demand our attention, but they invite it. They call to us with their quiet light, urging us to dream, to explore, to become more than we are. And as we answer that call, we carry with us the hopes of a species that has always looked to the horizon and wondered. For in that wonder lies the essence of who we are, beings of stardust and imagination, forever reaching for the infinite. In the silence of the cosmos, there is no final word, only an unending invitation. An invitation to grow, to connect, to discover. And as we step into the unknown, we do so not as individuals, but as a collective, united by the simple yet profound truth that in the vastness of the universe, we are all travelers together. The universe continues to beckon us, an infinite stage where each point of light is a promise and a question. As travelers of the cosmos, we must confront not only the physical distances that separate us from the stars, but also the distances within ourselves, the barriers of fear, ego, and short-sightedness that often cloud our path forward. For the journey outward requires more than rockets or radio waves. It requires a willingness to embrace the unknown and to evolve into the kind of beings capable of meeting it. What might the cosmos expect of us? If there are others out there, waiting in the wings of this galactic theater, they may have already learned lessons we are only beginning to grasp. They may have faced existential challenges, ecological crises, technological upheavals, or conflicts of ideology, and emerged stronger, more unified, more attuned to the delicate balance of life and the interconnectedness of existence. They may look upon us, not with judgment, but with the patience of those who know that growth takes time. If we imagine extraterrestrials as advanced, their wisdom may lie not only in their ability to travel among the stars, but in their capacity to coexist with them. They may see their technology not as a means to dominate their environment, but as an extension of their harmony with it. To meet such beings would be to encounter a mirror of possibility, a reflection of what we, too, might become if we learn to temper our ambition with humility and our power with care. But there is another possibility, equally profound, that we are among the first. If intelligent life is exceedingly rare, then we may be the vanguard of consciousness in the cosmos, the first voices to rise out of the silence. If so, our role becomes one of extraordinary responsibility. We are the caretakers of a fragile flame, a phenomenon as delicate as it is extraordinary. How we tend to it, how we nurture it, preserve it, and share its light will define not only our future, but the future of the universe itself. Even now, as we stand on the brink of becoming an interplanetary species, the choices we make echo with cosmic significance. The ways we treat one another, the ways we steward our home planet, the ways we approach the challenges and opportunities of discovery, all of these are testaments to our readiness. The stars may wait for us, but they do not demand our presence. The invitation to join the greater story of the cosmos is one we must earn through our actions, our vision, and our collective growth. And yet, the stars themselves offer something in return. In their silent light, there is a promise that the universe is vast enough to contain all possibilities. This is the gift of the cosmos, to remind us that we are both small and significant, finite and infinite, fleeting and eternal. As we continue to reach outward, let us not forget to celebrate the act of reaching itself. For whether or not we ever meet others among the stars, the search has already changed us. It has taught us to dream beyond the confines of our world, to imagine futures that transcend our present, and to see ourselves not as isolated beings, but as participants in a vast and wondrous whole. One day, we may stand on the threshold of an encounter that will redefine everything we know. Or perhaps we will simply stand beneath alien skies, knowing that we carry with us the light of a world that dared to dream. In either case, we will have become something greater, not just inhabitants of a single planet, but custodians of the infinite. The stars will remain, as they always have, silent and steady, their light traveling across the eons to reach us. And we, in turn, will continue to send our own light into the cosmos, not as a demand for answers, but as a testament to our existence, our curiosity, and our hope. For in the end, the journey itself is the answer, the simple, profound truth that to seek is to live, and to dream is to become. And so, we move forward one step, one question, one dream at a time. Not because we know where the journey will lead, but because the journey is who we are. Travelers of the infinite, storytellers of the cosmos, stewards of a fragile and precious spark of life. Together, we carry that spark into the vastness, united by the enduring belief that somewhere, somehow, the universe is waiting to meet us, and that in reaching for it, we will find ourselves. The vastness of the cosmos continues to humble us, Yet it also stirs something deeply primal within, a sense of belonging to something infinitely greater. Each star that twinkles in the night sky reminds us that the universe is not static. It is alive, dynamic, a realm of endless possibility. And we, with all our flaws and aspirations, are part of its unfolding story. As we journey further into the unknown, we find that the act of exploration is as much about asking questions as it is about seeking answers. What does it mean to encounter the unfamiliar? How do we, as finite beings, grapple with the infinite? These questions are not merely philosophical. They shape the trajectory of our civilization. For the search for extraterrestrial life is not just about finding others. It is about finding ourselves. If we are to step onto alien worlds or encounter beings from beyond our solar system, we must first come to terms with the lessons of our own history. Too often, our species has approached the unknown with fear, with domination, with a failure to see the humanity, or in this case, the life, in the other. To reach the stars is to carry those lessons with us, to ensure that our exploration is guided not by conquest, but by respect, not by exploitation, but by stewardship. Perhaps the greatest challenge will be understanding that the universe does not revolve around us. We are not the protagonists of this grand cosmic narrative, but participants in it. If there are other intelligent civilizations, they too have stories to tell, perspectives that might illuminate truths we have yet to discover. To listen to those stories, should we be fortunate enough to hear them, would be an act of profound humility, a recognition that intelligence, like life itself, takes many forms, each shaped by the unique conditions of its world. Imagine for a moment the richness of those possibilities. On distant planets, life might flourish in ways that defy our imagination. A species born in the depths of methane seas might communicate through pulses of light. Another, inhabiting a world of perpetual darkness, might have senses we cannot comprehend. Their art, their science, their ways of understanding the universe could be as alien to us as our own would be to them. And yet, in that difference lies the potential for connection, a bridge between worlds that transcends the limits of language or biology. But what if the silence persists? What if, after centuries of searching, we find no evidence of others? This, too, would carry profound meaning. It would suggest that life, particularly intelligent life, is an extraordinary rarity, a phenomenon so delicate and improbable that it demands our utmost care. In a universe devoid of others, we would not be alone in a sorrowful sense, but rather entrusted with a unique role as the conscious observers, the storytellers, the caretakers of existence. The silence would also remind us of our interconnectedness. Here on Earth, amid our divisions and conflicts, we are united by a single, undeniable truth. We share this planet. Its rivers, its forests, its atmosphere, all of it is part of the same fragile system that sustains us. Whether or not we find others among the stars, this truth remains our guiding light. It is a call to live with intention, to cherish the world that gave us life, and to extend that care outward as we venture beyond it. One day, whether through discovery or imagination, we will come to understand our place in the universe. Perhaps we will find ourselves in the presence of beings whose knowledge spans millennia, who have navigated the challenges of survival and thrived in ways we can scarcely conceive. Or perhaps we will find only the echoes of their existence, ruins on distant worlds, signals from civilizations long gone. Even then, the connection will endure, a reminder that we are a part of something far greater than ourselves. And if we remain the sole voice in the cosmic void, then let us be a voice worth hearing. Let us build a civilization that reflects the best of what we can be: curious, compassionate, and courageous. Let us carry the light of Earth to the farthest reaches of the galaxy, not as conquerors but as explorers, as stewards, as participants in the boundless unfolding of the universe. For in the end, it is not the answers we find that define us, but the questions we dare to ask. The universe does not owe us understanding, yet it offers us the opportunity to seek, to imagine, to grow. And in that seeking, we become more than we are. We become part of the infinite, a thread in the vast tapestry of existence, a spark of consciousness carried on the winds of time. The stars await, as they always have, patient and enduring. They remind us that the journey is not about reaching a destination, but about becoming stewards of our planet, becoming travelers among the stars, becoming perhaps the very connection we seek. And so, with each question, each signal, each dream, we take one more step into the unknown. Together, as the children of Earth and the inheritors of the cosmos, we carry forward the timeless truth that to explore is to live, and to dream of the infinite is to embrace the infinite within ourselves. As the journey unfolds, we stand at the threshold of a profound realization. The universe, vast and indifferent as it may seem, has given us the ability to reflect on its beauty and mystery. This alone is a miracle, an improbable gift of consciousness that allows us to turn our gaze outward and wonder. And in that act of wondering, we are connected not only to the cosmos, but to each other, united by the questions that transcend culture, language, and time. What lies ahead for humanity, as perhaps the most compelling possibility, is that in searching for others, we might finally begin to understand ourselves. The tools we build to detect distant worlds, the ships we design to carry us beyond our solar system, and the philosophies we develop to guide our exploration. These are not just instruments of discovery. They are reflections of our values, our priorities, and our aspirations. They tell us who we are and who we hope to become. If we are to reach the stars, we must first confront the challenges that bind us to Earth. How do we balance the needs of the present with the dreams of the future? How do we ensure that the benefits of exploration are shared by all, not hoarded by the few? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary ones. For a species that dreams of walking on alien worlds must first learn to walk together on its own. Imagine a future in which humanity has risen to this challenge. A future where we have not only solved the problems of survival, but have embraced the possibilities of thriving. In such a world, exploration is not a luxury, but a birthright, a shared endeavor that brings nations, cultures, and generations together. It is a world in which we look to the stars not as an escape, but as a continuation of the story that began on Earth, a story of curiosity and connection that spans the universe. And what are those we might meet along the way? If they exist, how might they greet us? Would they see in us kindred spirits, being shaped by the forces of evolution and imagination, striving to make sense of their place in the cosmos? Or would they approach us with caution, wary of the same tendencies that have often divided us here on Earth? These are questions without easy answers, but they are questions worth asking. For in imagining these encounters, we prepare ourselves, not just technologically, but morally and emotionally, for the day they may come. But even if the universe remains silent, the journey itself is transformative. Each new discovery, Whether it is a planet in the habitable zone of a distant star, a molecule that hints at the chemistry of life, or the faint signature of water beneath an alien moon, reminds us that the cosmos is more intricate and wondrous than we can imagine. It reminds us that we are part of a dynamic, interconnected whole, a universe that is both vast and deeply intimate. To search the stars is to affirm that we believe in possibility. It is to declare that life, in all its forms, is worth seeking, celebrating, and protecting. It is to say that we, as a species, are willing to take risks, to face uncertainty, to dream of what lies beyond the horizon. And in doing so, we honor the legacy of those who came before us, the explorers, the thinkers, the dreamers who dared to ask the questions that brought us to this moment. The journey to the stars will not be easy. It will require patience, perseverance, and an unyielding commitment to the values that make us human: curiosity, empathy, and a sense of wonder. But it is a journey worth taking, for it is a journey that defines who we are. One day, when we look back on this era, we may see it as the beginning of something extraordinary, the moment when we chose to look outward not out of fear, but out of hope. The moment when we realized that the search for others is also a search for ourselves. The moment when we understood that in reaching for the infinite, we embrace the infinite within. And as we step into their light, we carry with us the dreams of a small blue planet, a world that dared to imagine, to explore, and to connect. For in the end, it is not the answers we find that matter most, but the questions we ask, the journeys we undertake, and the stories we create along the way. The universe is vast, but so is our capacity for wonder. Let us carry that wonder forward, together, as travelers, as dreamers, as participants in the great unfolding story of the cosmos. For in reaching for the stars, we find the best of what it means to be human. And so, the journey continues, shaped by the questions we ask and the dreams we dare to pursue. Each step we take into the cosmos is a reflection of our deepest aspirations, a testament to our unyielding desire to explore and to connect. Whether we walk among alien stars or remain bound to our own, the search itself transforms us, revealing the threads that bind us to one another and to the universe. If we are indeed alone, then we carry an extraordinary responsibility to be the voice of the cosmos, the consciousness through which the universe experiences itself. This is not a burden, but a gift, a reminder that life, in all its fragility and resilience, is a phenomenon worth cherishing. Alone, we are still connected to the stars that gave us their light, to the atoms that form our bodies, to the timeless forces that govern the fabric of existence. But if we are not alone, if somewhere across the vast expanse of space there are others, then our responsibility takes on new dimensions. To meet another intelligent species is to encounter a perspective so vast, so unfamiliar, that it may challenge everything we think we know. It is to see ourselves through the eyes of another and to discover in their stories reflections of our own. What might we learn from such a meeting? Perhaps they would show us ways of living that transcend our current limitations, technologies that harmonize rather than disrupt, philosophies that illuminate paths to unity and peace. Or perhaps they would simply remind us that intelligence, creativity, and wonder are not confined to any single world, that the universe is rich enough to support an infinite diversity of forms, each contributing to the symphony of existence. Even now, as we look to the stars, we are preparing for such an encounter, not through weapons or defenses, but through imagination and empathy. The stories we tell, the questions we ask, the dreams we nurture, all of these shape the way we will meet the unknown. And in doing so, they shape the way we see ourselves. The stars, patient and enduring, remind us of our shared journey. Every photon of light that reaches us carries with it the history of a distant sun, a reminder that time and space are not barriers but bridges. We are connected to the cosmos not just by physics, but by meaning, by the simple truth that to exist is to be part of a greater whole. As we move forward, let us do so with humility and hope. Let us care for our planet, for it is the cradle of our existence and the foundation of all we dream to build. Let us care for each other, for it is in our unity that we find strength. And let us care for the cosmos, for it is our home, not just a destination, but a source of wonder, inspiration, and endless possibility. One day, whether through discovery or exploration, we may find ourselves standing on the shores of another world, looking out at a landscape shaped by forces both alien and familiar. In that moment, we will carry with us the legacy of Earth, a small but vibrant world that dared to dream beyond itself. We will carry the hopes of those who came before us, the lessons of the past, and the promise of what lies ahead. And perhaps, in that moment, we will realize that the journey itself was the answer, that in reaching for the stars, we became more than we were. We became part of the infinite, part of the story that stretches across galaxies and generations, a story that is still being written. The cosmos does not demand our presence, but it invites it. It calls us to explore, to imagine, to connect. And as we answer that call, we affirm the most fundamental truth of all, that to seek is to live, and to dream is to become. The stars are waiting, and so are we, carrying with us the light of a small blue world, a world filled with questions, with hope, and with the enduring belief that somewhere in the vastness of space, we will find not only answers but a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe we call home. The universe, vast and unyielding, continues to offer us its silent invitation. Each glimmer of starlight is a beacon calling us forward, a reminder of the infinite possibilities that lie beyond our current reach. As travelers bound by the gravity of our home world, we dream of the day when we will shed those bonds, not to leave Earth behind, but to carry its essence outward, to weave our story into the greater fabric of the cosmos. The stars teach us patience. Their light, traveling across incomprehensible distances, reaches us as a message from the past, a reminder that the universe operates on scales far beyond human lifetimes. In their persistence, they encourage us to think beyond the urgency of the present, to imagine futures that stretch across millennia, to see our actions today as seeds planted for generations yet unborn. As we contemplate those futures, we must also ask ourselves what kind of civilization we wish to become. The journey to the stars is not merely a technological endeavor. It is a moral one. It calls upon us to consider what values we will carry with us into the cosmos. Will we bring with us the divisions and conflicts of our history, or will we embrace the unity and shared purpose that the stars inspire? Will we act as stewards of the universe, or will we repeat the mistakes of the past, imposing our will on worlds that cannot speak for themselves? The search for extraterrestrial life challenges us to think beyond ourselves. It forces us to confront the possibility that intelligence and consciousness are not unique to Earth, that the universe is a canvas painted with countless forms of life, each shaped by the conditions of its world. In imagining these beings, we also expand our understanding of what it means to be human. We see our own intelligence not as an endpoint, but as one variation in a spectrum of possibilities. A spectrum that may include beings whose ways of thinking, feeling, and communicating are as alien to us as we are to them. If one day we find these beings, it will not be the end of the search, but the beginning of a new chapter. To meet another intelligent species is to embark on a journey of mutual discovery, a dialogue that will challenge us to redefine our place in the cosmos. What questions will they ask us? What will they see in us that we do not yet see in ourselves? And what might we learn from the ways they have navigated their own paths through the universe? But even if the stars remain silent, the act of searching is its own reward. It reminds us that we are not passive observers of the cosmos, but active participants in its unfolding story. Each probe we send, each telescope we build, each signal we broadcast is an affirmation of our belief in possibility. It is a declaration that we, the children of Earth, are ready to step into the infinite. The journey outward does not diminish the importance of our home. On the contrary, it magnifies it. In looking to the stars, we are reminded of the singular beauty of Earth, the blue oceans, the green forests, the delicate web of life that sustains us. This planet is not just our starting point. It is our foundation, our teacher, our inspiration. To explore the cosmos is to honor the world that made us, to carry its light into the darkness, and to ensure that its story is never forgotten. And so we continue, not with certainty, but with hope. Hope that the universe is alive with connection, that we are not alone in our wonder, that there are others who share our desire to understand. Hope that in reaching for the stars, we will find not only new worlds, but also new ways of seeing ourselves. Hope that in the infinite expanse of the cosmos, there is room for all our stories to unfold. The stars are waiting, as they always have. And as we step forward, together, as one species united by our curiosity and our courage, we carry with us a simple but profound truth, that to explore is to live, and to dream of the infinite is to embrace the infinite within. In the light of distant suns, in the quiet of the vast unknown, the journey continues. It is a journey of imagination, of discovery, of transformation. And it is a journey that reminds us, again and again, that we are not merely inhabitants of a single planet. We are travelers of the cosmos, bound by the same forces that shape the stars, and driven by the same desire that has always defined us: to know, to connect, to become. As we carry on this journey, it becomes ever clearer that the search for understanding, for connection, for meaning, extends far beyond the pursuit of extraterrestrial life. It is a quest for harmony, with ourselves, with our planet, and with the infinite cosmos that surrounds us. The act of looking upward, of reaching outward, compels us to reconcile our place within the intricate web of existence. If we are to truly embrace our role as travelers of the cosmos, we must cultivate a mindset that transcends the limits of individualism. This journey cannot be defined by the triumphs of one nation, one culture, or one moment in time. It must instead reflect a collective effort, a shared determination to bring forth the best of what humanity can offer. For in the vastness of space, it is not power or wealth that will define us, but the values we carry and the vision we embody. And so, the stars become a mirror. In their distant light, we see a reflection of our potential, a potential both awe-inspiring and incomplete. The silence of the cosmos, rather than an absence, becomes an invitation. It challenges us to grow, to mature, to act not as conquerors, but as stewards of a fragile and precious existence. Imagine a future where humanity has risen to meet that challenge, where our exploration of the universe is guided not by greed, but by curiosity, not by domination, but by reverence. In this future, we may walk on distant worlds, marveling at landscapes sculpted by forces alien yet familiar. We may listen to the voices of other beings, learning from their wisdom, their struggles, their stories. And in these encounters, we may come to understand that intelligence is not a singular phenomenon, but a cosmic thread weaving through the fabric of time and space. Even if that day never comes, the act of imagining it has value. It shapes the way we see ourselves and our place in the universe. It reminds us that we are not isolated, not insignificant, but deeply connected to each other, to the earth, and to the stars. The questions we ask, the dreams we nurture, the steps we take, they are all part of a greater story, one that stretches across galaxies and generations. The beauty of this story lies not in its conclusion, but in its unfolding. For every question we answer, new mysteries emerge. Every discovery opens a door to greater understanding, greater wonder, and greater possibility. This is the nature of the cosmos: infinite, evolving, a constant invitation to grow. As we move forward, let us carry with us the light of hope, the hope that our search will lead us not only to the stars, but to a deeper understanding of ourselves. Let us remember that the universe is not merely a destination, but a source of inspiration, a reminder of the boundless creativity that gave rise to life in all its forms. And let us act with the humility and courage required to honor that creativity, to nurture it, and to share it. The stars, though distant, are not unreachable. They are within us, in the atoms of our bodies, in the stories we tell, in the dreams we dare to pursue. They remind us that we are part of something vast and wondrous, a tapestry of existence that spans the infinite. And so, the journey continues. Each step we take, whether through science, through imagination, or through acts of kindness, brings us closer to the universe and to each other. Together, as travelers, as dreamers, as participants in the great unfolding mystery, we carry forward the truth that has always defined us, that to reach for the stars is to reach for ourselves. For in the infinite, we find not only the cosmos, but the enduring light of what it means to be human. The journey to the stars is not merely a physical endeavor. It is an evolution of consciousness. As we look outward to the vast cosmos, we are inevitably drawn inward, compelled to ask profound questions about who we are and what we aspire to become. The stars call us forward, but they also remind us to reflect, to seek not only new worlds, but new ways of understanding ourselves and the universe we inhabit. If there is one truth that the cosmos offers, it is that we are part of a continuum, a chain of existence stretching from the first light of creation to the endless possibilities of the future. The atoms in our bodies were forged in the hearts of ancient stars, scattered across galaxies, and reassembled to create us. In this way, we are not separate from the universe, but an expression of it, a way for the cosmos to know itself. What, then, is our role in this great unfolding? Are we simply observers, chroniclers of the beauty and complexity of the cosmos? Or do we have a greater responsibility, to nurture life, to protect its fragility, and to ensure that the spark of consciousness continues to grow? These are not easy questions, but they are essential ones. They remind us that our journey into the stars is not only about exploration, but about stewardship, about carrying the lessons of Earth into the infinite. If we are fortunate enough to encounter other intelligences, they may hold up a mirror to us, reflecting back the essence of what it means to be human. They may see in us a species striving to reconcile its ambitions with its limitations, its capacity for creativity with its propensity for conflict. And in their presence, we may see ourselves anew, inspired to rise to the challenges that lie before us. But even if we remain alone in the universe, our role is no less significant. In a cosmos that is vast and indifferent, we are the stewards of a singular and extraordinary phenomenon, life. To care for that life, to nurture it, and to ensure its survival is a sacred duty, one that transcends the boundaries of culture, nation, or species. It is a responsibility that binds us not only to each other, but to the very fabric of existence. Imagine a future where humanity has embraced this role, a future where we walk among the stars. In this future, the divisions that once defined us have given way to a shared purpose, a recognition that we are stronger together, that our survival and success depend on collaboration and compassion. In this future, we see the universe not as a void to be filled, but as a canvas to be explored, a source of endless wonder and inspiration. We learn to listen, to observe, to approach the unknown with humility and curiosity. And in doing so, we discover not only the secrets of the cosmos, but the depths of our own potential. For now, the stars remain distant, their secrets hidden beyond the reach of our telescopes and probes. But the journey has already begun. Each step we take, each question we ask, each discovery we make brings us closer to the infinite. And in the process, we become something more, a species united by its dreams, defined not by its limitations but by its aspirations. The cosmos waits, patient and enduring, offering no answers but infinite possibilities. And as we step forward into its vastness, we carry with us the light of a small blue world, a world filled with stories, with questions, with the unyielding hope that we are part of something greater than ourselves. This is the essence of our journey: to reach, to dream, to become, to honor the past while embracing the future, to care for the life we know while seeking the life we have yet to find. For in the act of exploring the universe, we explore ourselves. And in the process, we discover that the journey is the destination, that the infinite lies not only among the stars but within us. The story of the cosmos is still being written, and we are its authors. Together, as travelers, as dreamers, as custodians of life, we move forward. One question, one discovery, one step at a time. The stars are waiting, and so are we. For in their light, we find the promise of connection, the thrill of discovery, and the enduring truth that we are, and always have been, part of the infinite. And so, we stand on the precipice of the infinite, poised between the known and the unknown. The journey to the stars is not just a quest for new worlds, but a testament to the resilience and wonder of life itself. Each step outward, each spark of curiosity, affirms our place in the grand tapestry of existence. We are not merely wanderers. We are the universe awakening to its own possibilities. The stars remind us of time, time measured not in the rhythms of human lives, but in the life cycles of galaxies, in the birth and death of suns, in the silent drift of planets across the void. To gaze at the night sky is to touch eternity, to feel the weight of a cosmos that existed long before us and will endure long after we are gone. Yet within that vastness, we find not insignificance, but belonging. If we dream of venturing among the stars, we must also accept the responsibility that comes with such dreams. The universe, though indifferent to our existence, offers us a unique opportunity to act not as conquerors, but as collaborators, not as extractors, but as stewards. Whether we encounter distant civilizations, discover thriving ecosystems, or simply walk upon barren landscapes shaped by alien forces, our actions must reflect the humility and care that life demands. Imagine standing on a distant world, beneath a sky unfamiliar yet wondrous. The air might hum with the echoes of alien ecosystems, or it might be silent, the stillness of a world untouched by life. What would we feel in such a moment? Awe, surely, but also a profound sense of connection. For even in the most alien of places, we would carry with us the essence of Earth, its stories, its struggles, its triumphs. We would not be separate from the cosmos, but part of it, an extension of the same forces that forged the stars and shaped the galaxies. Yet, before we set foot on such worlds, we must ensure we are ready. Ready to meet the challenges of exploration, to face the unknown with courage and wisdom. Ready to recognize that our actions on Earth are the foundation of our actions in the cosmos. How we treat one another, how we care for our planet, how we honor the life that surrounds us, all of this reflects who we are and who we aspire to be. The stars do not judge, but they do inspire. They inspire us to see beyond the divisions of our time, to imagine futures where humanity acts as a unified force for understanding and creation. They remind us that the boundaries we draw between nations, species, even planets, are temporary, fragile things. What endures is the connection, the shared thread of existence that ties us to one another and to the cosmos. Perhaps one day, we will encounter beings who have walked this path before us, civilizations that have faced the same questions, the same challenges, and emerged wiser for it. What might they teach us? What might we teach them? In such meetings, the differences that once seemed so vast may dissolve, replaced by a recognition that we are all part of the same great experiment, the unfolding of consciousness in a universe of endless potential. Even if we never meet them, the act of imagining such encounters transforms us. It forces us to confront our limitations and to strive for growth. It reminds us that the universe is not something to be conquered, but something to be understood, a source of wonder and meaning that enriches our lives and expands our horizons. The journey to the stars is a journey of becoming. It is a declaration that we are not content to remain as we are, but are driven to grow, to explore, to connect. It is a promise to ourselves and to the cosmos that we will honor the gift of life by seeking to understand its fullest possibilities. And so, we move forward, not because the answers are certain, but because the questions are worth asking. Together, as travelers bound by curiosity and courage, we carry with us the light of Earth, a light that shines not in dominance, but in hope. For in the act of reaching for the stars, we find the best of what it means to be human, to wonder, to imagine, and to embrace the infinite. The cosmos stretches before us, vast and unyielding, a silent expanse filled with potential. Yet in its quiet majesty, it speaks to us, not in words, but in the language of light and time, of possibilities yet unimagined. Each distant star is a reminder that the universe is not static but alive with change, a grand tapestry of existence that unfolds endlessly, inviting us to take part. As we continue to reach outward, we are reminded that exploration is not simply about finding new worlds or uncovering secrets hidden among the stars. It is about transformation of our knowledge, our perspectives, and our sense of what is possible. To gaze into the depths of space is to see a reflection of ourselves, a species standing at the threshold of understanding, driven by the same forces that have always defined us: curiosity, wonder, and the relentless pursuit of meaning. The act of searching, whether it is for distant planets or signs of extraterrestrial life, reshapes our relationship with the universe and with each other. It forces us to confront our assumptions, to think beyond the limits of our experience, and to imagine futures that stretch far beyond the boundaries of our world. This is the power of the stars, to inspire not only discovery, but also introspection, to call us forward while reminding us of where we have come from. And yet, as we dream of the infinite, we must not forget the finite. The Earth, with its delicate ecosystems and its intricate web of life, is our foundation. It is the place where our journey began, and it is the source of all that we are. To care for it is not just an obligation. It is a testament to our readiness to explore beyond it. For how can we hope to honor other worlds if we do not first honor our own? In the quiet of the cosmos, we are asked to consider what kind of travelers we will be. Will we approach the unknown with reverence, recognizing that every planet, every ecosystem, every form of life is a treasure beyond measure? Or will we repeat the mistakes of the past, imposing our will on worlds that cannot resist? These questions are not just about the future of exploration. They are about the future of humanity, about who we are and who we choose to become. If we are fortunate enough to find others among the stars, their presence will forever change us. They may teach us not only about the universe, but about ourselves, offering perspectives that challenge our deepest assumptions and expand our understanding of what it means to live and to think. And if we remain alone, if the silence persists, then we must recognize the extraordinary rarity of what we have. In either case, the journey enriches us, calling us to act with care, wisdom, and humility. To explore the universe is to affirm a simple yet profound truth: that life is precious, that consciousness is rare, and that the act of reaching outward is a celebration of the infinite potential within us. It is to declare that we are not content to remain bound by the limits of the present, but are willing to imagine and create futures that honor the best of what we can be. The stars, ancient and enduring, wait patiently as we find our way. Their light, traveling across eons, is a constant reminder that the cosmos is alive with stories, with connections, with possibilities yet untold. And as we send our own light into the darkness, we become part of that story, not as conquerors, but as participants, as dreamers, as stewards of a fragile and extraordinary existence. The journey to the stars is not about leaving behind what we are, but about becoming more. It is about expanding the circle of life, carrying with us the hopes of a small blue planet, and ensuring that the spark of consciousness continues to shine. For in the infinite vastness of the cosmos, the greatest discovery may not be what we find among the stars, but what we discover within ourselves. And so, the journey continues, shaped by questions that defy simple answers and guided by the enduring light of hope. Together, as travelers of the cosmos, we move forward, not because the path is easy, but because it is who we are. For in the quiet of the stars, we find the promise of connection, the thrill of discovery, and the profound truth that we are, and have always been, part of the infinite. As we press onward into the vast unknown, the cosmos reminds us that the journey itself is as significant as any destination. Each question we ask, each discovery we make, carries us deeper into the fabric of existence, revealing not only the mysteries of the universe, but the boundless potential of humanity. In this pursuit, we are both explorers and storytellers, weaving our own thread into the infinite tapestry of creation. The silence of the stars is not a void, it is an invitation. It challenges us to rise to the occasion, to become the kind of civilization that others might one day wish to meet. It asks us to transcend the boundaries of our history, to overcome the divisions that too often define us, and to act as stewards of the delicate miracle of life, on Earth and perhaps one day beyond. In imagining life elsewhere, we confront the extraordinary diversity of existence. Perhaps on distant worlds, life has adapted to environments we cannot fathom. There may be beings who thrive in the crushing depths of alien oceans, who draw energy from starlight filtered through methane skies, or who experience time and space in ways that defy our understanding. Each of these possibilities expands our sense of what is possible and deepens our appreciation for the singular beauty of life on Earth. And yet, the search for extraterrestrial life is not merely about finding others. It is about finding ourselves. It is about asking what kind of world we want to create and what kind of legacy we wish to leave behind. It is about recognizing that we are the first generation with the tools to look beyond our planet and the responsibility to use them wisely. Every step we take outward is a step toward greater understanding, greater connection, and greater responsibility. What will we bring with us as we venture into the stars? Will it be our curiosity, our creativity, our capacity for empathy and cooperation? Or will it be the shadows of our fears, the divisions of our past, and the conflicts we have yet to resolve? These choices are ours to make, and they will define not only the future of exploration, but the future of humanity. One day, perhaps, we will look back on this moment as the dawn of a new era, an era when we began to see ourselves not as isolated inhabitants of a single world, but as part of a vast, interconnected cosmos. Whether or not we find others, the act of searching binds us to something greater than ourselves. It reminds us that we are not alone in our wonder, not alone in our dreams, and not alone in the grand unfolding of the universe. The stars, though distant, are not beyond our reach. Their light, traveling across eons, carries with it the promise of discovery and the certainty of connection. For even as we search the heavens, we are reminded that we are made of the same elements, shaped by the same forces, and driven by the same questions. To look to the stars is to look within, to see ourselves reflected in the infinite, and to embrace the truth that we are part of something far greater than we can yet comprehend. As we continue this journey, let us carry with us the light of hope, the hope that the universe is alive with possibility, that life is not an isolated phenomenon but a shared inheritance, and that in reaching for the stars, we will find not only new worlds but new ways of understanding ourselves. Let us act with humility, with courage, and with the unyielding belief that the story of humanity is only just beginning. The cosmos awaits, patient and enduring, its mysteries calling to us across the vastness of time and space. And as we step forward, one question, one discovery, one dream at a time, we carry with us the essence of who we are, explorers, dreamers, and stewards of the infinite. Together, as children of Earth and participants in the grand story of the universe, we journey into the unknown, guided by the light of the stars and the enduring promise of connection. For in the quiet of the cosmos, we find a reflection of ourselves, not just as we are, but as we might become. The cosmos continues to unfold before us, vast and enigmatic, a living reminder that the boundaries of our understanding are not limits, but thresholds. Each new discovery draws us closer to the realization that the universe is not just a place we inhabit, but a story we are helping to write, a story that spans galaxies and epochs, yet finds its most profound meaning in the simple act of asking, what if? As we look toward the stars, we are confronted with questions that challenge the very core of our existence. What does it mean to be alive in a universe so vast and ancient? What responsibilities do we bear as the conscious stewards of a small but extraordinary world? And how might we shape a future that honors not only the life we know, but the life we have yet to discover? The answers to these questions are not found in isolation, but in connection, in the shared effort to explore, to learn, and to imagine. The journey to the stars is not a solitary endeavor. It is a collective aspiration, one that calls upon the best of what humanity has to offer. It asks us to transcend our divisions, to see beyond the narrow confines of self-interest, and to act with a sense of purpose that encompasses the entirety of life. In this pursuit, we are reminded that exploration is not simply about what lies beyond. It is also about what lies within. To reach for the stars is to confront the deepest truths of our nature, our capacity for curiosity, for creativity, and for collaboration. It is to recognize that the same forces that drive us to explore the unknown also bind us to each other and to the earth. If we are to walk among the stars, we must first learn to walk in harmony with our home. The earth is not merely our starting point. It is our teacher, our sanctuary, and our legacy. Its ecosystems, its beauty, its resilience, all of these are gifts that we must honor and protect. For in caring for our world, we prepare ourselves to care for others, to act as stewards not only of Earth, but of the cosmos itself. Imagine a future in which humanity has embraced this responsibility. A future where we journey to distant worlds, not as conquerors, but as learners, seeking to understand and to connect. A future where our exploration is guided not by the desire for dominance, but by the spirit of discovery. In such a future, we would carry with us the stories of Earth, the lessons of its history, the wisdom of its diversity, and the hope that life, in all its forms, is a phenomenon worth cherishing. Even now, as we stand at the threshold of this future, the journey has already begun. Each signal we send, each planet we observe, each question we ask brings us closer to the infinite. And in the act of reaching outward, we are reminded of the connections that bind us to the universe and to each other. One day, perhaps, we will find that we are not alone, that the cosmos is alive with other intelligences, other ways of seeing and being. In such a moment, the divisions that once seemed so important will fade, replaced by a deeper understanding of our shared place in the universe. Or perhaps we will find that we are the first, the lone voice in an infinite expanse. If so, that too is a gift, a call to cherish the uniqueness of our existence and to ensure that the light of life continues to shine. Either way, the journey matters. For in seeking the stars, we discover ourselves, not just as individuals, but as a species united by its capacity for wonder, its desire for connection, and its belief in the power of possibility. The cosmos, in all its vastness, does not demand our attention, yet it invites it. And in answering that invitation, we find meaning, not in the answers we receive, but in the questions we dare to ask. The stars are waiting, as they always have, their light a testament to the enduring mystery of existence. And as we move forward, boldly, humbly, and together, we carry with us the promise of what we might become. For in reaching for the infinite, we affirm the most profound truth of all, that we are part of it, inseparable from the universe that created us, and destined to play our role in its unfolding story. The journey continues, not because we know where it will lead, but because the act of seeking transforms us. In that transformation lies our greatest strength and our greatest hope, that in exploring the unknown, we will find not only others but ourselves. And in that discovery, the infinite will no longer seem distant, for we will have become part of it at last. The journey into the infinite is, above all, an act of faith, not in any singular destiny, but in the boundless possibilities that lie ahead. The cosmos, with its silent expanse and uncharted mysteries, calls to us not as conquerors, but as participants. It reminds us that to exist is to be part of something far greater than ourselves, something woven from the threads of time, energy, and matter that bind the universe together. As we peer deeper into the vastness of space, we are confronted by our own fragility. The Earth, cradled within the protective embrace of its atmosphere, is a singular jewel in an endless ocean. Its beauty and complexity remind us of the miracle of life, a phenomenon so rare and precious that it demands our care, our stewardship, and our gratitude. To journey outward is to honor this world, to carry its light and its lessons with us into the unknown. Imagine the moment when humanity takes its first steps onto an alien world. The landscape might be barren, shaped by winds and forces unfamiliar to us, or it might teem with life, vibrant and strange. In that moment, we will carry with us not only the technology that made the journey possible, but also the hopes and dreams of countless generations. We will bring the essence of Earth, our stories, our creativity, our capacity to imagine futures beyond the boundaries of the present. But the journey to the stars is not solely about discovery. It is about transformation. To explore the universe is to change our understanding of what it means to be human. It is to confront the vastness of existence and to find meaning within it. Whether we encounter other civilizations or walk alone among the stars, the act of reaching outward redefines us, urging us to become more than we are. What might we learn from the silence of the cosmos? Perhaps it is a reminder of the patience required for great endeavors. The light we see from distant stars began its journey long before we existed, and the signals we send into the void may not find their recipients for centuries. This timescale challenges us to think beyond the immediate, to act not for ourselves, but for the generations yet to come. It asks us to become architects of a future we may never see, but which will carry the imprint of our choices. The stars also teach us humility. In their light, we see a universe that is indifferent to our struggles, yet filled with the potential for connection. They remind us that intelligence, creativity, and life itself are not the pinnacle of existence, but part of a continuum, a shared expression of the forces that shape reality. To search for others among the stars is to embrace this interconnectedness, to recognize that we are not separate from the cosmos, but deeply, inextricably entwined with it. As we continue this journey, we are called to act with intention. The choices we make now, how we treat one another, how we care for our planet, how we approach the unknown, will define not only our future, but the legacy we leave behind. If we are to be travelers of the cosmos, let us also be its caretakers, honoring the life we encounter and nurturing the life we carry with us. One day, perhaps, we will find that the universe is alive with other voices, civilizations that have walked this path before us, each with its own story, its own understanding of existence. Or we may find that we are the first, the pioneers of consciousness in an infinite expanse. In either case, the journey is not diminished. For in seeking, we affirm our belief in the value of life, in the power of imagination, and in the boundless possibilities of the future. The stars, ancient and enduring, will remain long after we are gone. Yet in their light, we find a sense of belonging, a reminder that we, too, are part of the eternal. As we reach for them, we carry forward the legacy of Earth, a legacy shaped by resilience, by creativity, and by the simple yet profound act of dreaming. The journey continues, not because we know the answers, but because the questions are worth asking. Together, as explorers, as stewards, as storytellers, we step into the infinite. And in doing so, we discover not only the cosmos, but the depths of our own potential. For in the end, the greatest journey is not to the stars themselves, but to the understanding of what it means to be part of something so vast, so beautiful, and so endlessly full of wonder. The journey toward the stars continues, carried forward by our unyielding curiosity and the belief that, in exploring the universe, we uncover the best of who we are. Each discovery, no matter how small, adds a thread to the tapestry of knowledge, weaving together the story of a species that dared to look beyond its own horizons and imagine the infinite. But the journey is not without challenges. The vastness of space, the barriers of time and distance, and the fragility of our own existence remind us that exploration is not simply an act of ambition. It is an act of hope. Hope that the universe is alive with meaning, that life is not confined to a single world, and that in seeking others, we might better understand ourselves. As we prepare to venture further, we must ask ourselves, what kind of explorers will we be? The answers lie not in the technology we build, but in the values we carry. Will we approach the universe with humility, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things, or with arrogance, seeking only to take? Will we act as stewards of the worlds we encounter, or will we impose upon them the patterns of exploitation that have too often defined our past? The silence of the stars challenges us to consider these questions deeply. It asks us to see ourselves not as masters of the cosmos, but as participants in its unfolding story. Each step outward requires us to look inward, to confront the ways we have treated our own world, and to ensure that the lessons of Earth guide our actions among the stars. Imagine a future where humanity has learned to live in harmony with its home planet. In this future, exploration is not an escape from Earth, but an extension of its story, a way to carry the essence of life into the cosmos and to ensure that its beauty endures. In such a future, we walk on alien worlds not with dominance, but with reverence, seeing in their landscapes a reflection of the forces that shaped our own. If we find others, our greatest achievement may not be the technology that brought us to them, but the wisdom to approach them with respect. Their perspectives, their histories, their ways of understanding the universe will challenge our own, expanding the boundaries of what we consider possible. Such encounters would not diminish us, but elevate us, reminding us that intelligence and creativity are not confined to a single species or a single world. And if we find no one, if the universe remains silent, then our role becomes even more profound. In a cosmos vast and seemingly indifferent, we are the bearers of consciousness, the keepers of a fragile flame. This responsibility calls us to act with care, to ensure that life continues to thrive, and to preserve the spark of existence for the generations to come. The stars remind us of the interconnectedness of all things. The atoms in our bodies were forged in the hearts of long-dead stars, scattered across galaxies, and reassembled into the miracle of life. This connection binds us not only to each other, but to the entirety of existence, a reminder that we are both small and significant, finite and infinite. The journey is far from over. Each question we ask, each step we take, brings us closer to understanding the cosmos and our place within it. The answers we seek may not come in our lifetimes, but the act of seeking is itself an affirmation of life, a declaration that we believe in the value of existence and the power of connection. The stars are waiting, as they always have, their light a beacon of hope, of wonder, of infinite possibility. And as we move forward together, as explorers, as storytellers, as stewards, we carry with us the light of Earth, a testament to our resilience, our creativity, and our enduring belief that the universe holds a place for us. For in the end, the journey is not about finding a final destination. It is about embracing the infinite, both within and beyond ourselves. It is about understanding that we are not separate from the cosmos, but a part of its unfolding story. And in that story, we find meaning, not just in the stars, but in the simple, profound truth that we are part of something beautiful, something endless, something worth protecting and exploring. The journey continues. The infinite awaits, and we, the children of Earth, step forward with hope in our hearts, ready to meet whatever lies beyond. And so, the story unfolds, stretching into the vast expanse of time and space. Each step humanity takes toward the stars, whether through science, imagination, or quiet reflection, is a testament to our boundless spirit. We are not just explorers. We are storytellers, dreamers, and creators, shaping our understanding of the universe even as it shapes us. The stars remain steady, their light reaching us across the unimaginable distances of time. In their quiet brilliance, they remind us that the cosmos is not a place of endings, but of beginnings. Every galaxy, every planet, every distant world we imagine or discover adds another verse to the symphony of existence, a melody that echoes across the infinite. But the beauty of the journey lies not just in the stars we seek, but in the connections we forge along the way. As we look outward, we are reminded of the fragility and wonder of life on Earth. This pale blue dot spinning in the vastness is not merely a home. It is a living testament to resilience, diversity, and the miracle of existence. To explore the cosmos is to honor this world, to carry its essence into the unknown, and to ensure its legacy endures. Imagine a future where humanity has learned to live in harmony, not only with the Earth, but with itself. In such a future, our exploration of the stars is not driven by conquest or competition, but by a shared sense of purpose. Together, we build bridges between worlds, fostering a deeper understanding of what it means to exist, to thrive, to belong. Perhaps one day, we will find that the universe is alive with other voices, civilizations that have asked the same questions, faced the same challenges, and found their own paths through the cosmos. What might they teach us about ourselves, about the choices we make and the futures we imagine? And what stories might we share with them in return? Or perhaps the stars will remain silent, their secrets waiting for a future we cannot yet imagine. If that silence endures, it will not diminish the significance of our journey. For in the act of searching, we affirm our place in the universe. We declare that life is worth seeking, that the questions are worth asking, and that the journey itself is a source of meaning. The path ahead is vast, and the challenges are many. But the cosmos offers us something extraordinary, the chance to grow, to evolve, to see beyond the limits of our own experience. It invites us to dream of futures where humanity is not defined by its conflicts, but by its capacity to connect, to imagine, and to create. The stars do not need us. They shine regardless. Yet their light speaks to something deep within us, a longing to understand, to explore, to be part of something greater. In their brilliance, we find both humility and hope, a reminder that we are part of a story far larger than ourselves. And so, we carry forward, not with certainty, but with faith in the possibilities that lie ahead. Together, as travelers, as stewards, as storytellers, we move toward the infinite, not because it is easy, but because it is who we are. The light of Earth, fragile and enduring, guides us forward, a beacon of what is and what might be. For in the quiet of the cosmos, we find the reflection of our greatest dreams. And in those dreams, we discover the infinite, not as something distant, but as something within us, waiting to be realized. The journey continues, and with each step, we carry with us the enduring truth that to reach for the stars is to embrace the best of what it means to be human. The journey into the cosmos is, at its heart, a declaration of belief. Belief in the boundless potential of humanity, in the resilience of life, and in the possibility of connection across the vastness of space. Each step we take toward the stars, whether through the careful work of science or the boundless reach of imagination, is a reflection of our desire to know, to grow, and to belong. The stars remind us of time, of its immensity and its patience. Their light reaches us as echoes of a distant past, carrying stories of their formation, their lifetimes, and their inevitable deaths. In this, we see a reflection of our own journey, fleeting yet meaningful, shaped by cycles of creation and transformation. And just as we are touched by their ancient light, we, too, send our signals outward, small whispers into the vast silence, carrying with them the hopes and questions of a species still learning its place in the universe. What might await us as we continue this journey? If we find others among the stars, the encounter will challenge everything we know. It will redefine what it means to be intelligent, to be alive, and to share existence with beings shaped by entirely different forces. In their presence, we may see ourselves anew, humbled and inspired by the diversity of paths life can take. Their wisdom, their ways of seeing the universe, might illuminate truths that have eluded us, offering perspectives that stretch the boundaries of our understanding. But even if the stars remain silent, the act of seeking carries profound significance. It reminds us that life itself is a rare and fragile phenomenon, one that must be nurtured and protected. If we are alone in the cosmos, then the responsibility falls to us to ensure that the story of consciousness endures. This is not a burden, but a privilege, an opportunity to act as stewards of life, carrying its flame into the infinite. The cosmos also asks us to reflect on how we journey. As we build the tools to explore other worlds, we must also cultivate the wisdom to use them with care. The universe is not ours to claim. It is ours to honor. Whether we find barren landscapes or thriving ecosystems, our role is not to dominate, but to learn, to connect, and to ensure that our actions reflect the values we aspire to embody. Imagine a future where humanity has embraced this responsibility. In this future, we walk among the stars with humility and wonder, our exploration guided by the principles of stewardship and respect. We build bridges, not barriers, between worlds, and our discoveries deepen our understanding of what it means to live, to think, and to belong. In this future, the light of Earth shines not only as a beacon of life, but as a promise that the story of existence is one of connection, growth, and shared purpose. As we stand at the threshold of this future, we are reminded that the choices we make today will shape the legacy we leave behind. How we care for our planet, how we treat one another, how we approach the unknown. These actions are the foundation of the story we are writing. And in that story, we find not just the cosmos, but ourselves. The stars, patient and enduring, call to us not with demands, but with possibilities. They invite us to dream, to explore, to imagine futures that stretch beyond the limits of our present understanding. In their light, we see a reflection of our own potential, a reminder that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its unfolding. And so, the journey continues, guided by the light of the stars and the enduring hope that we are part of something infinite. Together, as explorers, as storytellers, as custodians of life, we step forward, not because we know where the path will lead, but because the act of seeking defines us. It is in the search that we find meaning, in the questions that we discover connection, and in the journey that we become part of the cosmos itself. For in reaching for the stars, we embrace the best of what it means to be human, to wonder, to imagine, and to carry forward the light of life into the endless expanse of the infinite. The journey toward the stars, as infinite as the cosmos itself, is not merely a scientific or technological endeavor. It is a deeply human one. It is the manifestation of our collective longing to connect, to understand, and to transcend. Each step we take outward is imbued with the hope that the universe, vast and enigmatic, holds answers to questions we have only begun to ask. Yet, as we chart this path, the stars continue to remind us of our responsibilities. The act of exploration is not a right. It is a privilege, one that carries with it a profound obligation to act with care, humility, and foresight. Whether we walk on alien worlds or simply gaze at their light from afar, we must approach the universe as stewards of life, not as conquerors, but as caretakers of something precious and rare. To walk among the stars is to carry with us the story of Earth, its history, its beauty, its struggles, and its triumphs. It is to acknowledge that we are shaped by this small, blue planet, and that our identity is inseparable from its legacy. As we dream of other worlds, we must not forget the one that gave us life. The way we treat our home, the choices we make in preserving its ecosystems and fostering its diversity, will be the measure of our readiness to explore beyond it. Imagine, one day, standing on a distant world beneath a sky that no human has ever seen. The air might be unfamiliar, the horizon painted in colors unknown. In that moment, we will carry with us not just the technology that brought us there, but the shared hopes of humanity, the dreams of those who looked up at the stars long before us and dared to imagine the impossible. If, in that moment, we find others, the encounter will be one of the most profound in human history. It will challenge us to rethink everything we know about life, intelligence, and the nature of existence. How will we greet them? With curiosity or fear? With a desire to learn or a desire to dominate? These are questions that demand answers long before the encounter itself, for they are reflections of who we are and who we aspire to be. And if the silence persists, if we find that we are alone in the cosmos, this too carries profound meaning. It reminds us of the extraordinary rarity of life, the delicate balance that allows it to exist, and the responsibility we bear to nurture and protect it. In a silent universe, we become its storytellers, its caretakers, its voice. But even in silence, the act of seeking transforms us. It unites us in a shared purpose, reminding us that we are not isolated beings, but participants in a vast and interconnected reality. The questions we ask, their answers still unknown, bring us closer together, weaving a narrative of hope, resilience, and wonder. The stars are not distant strangers. They are part of us. The same forces that shaped them shaped us, the same elements that burn in their heart's course through our veins. In reaching for the stars, we are reaching for a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the cosmos. The journey continues, as it always has, guided by light that has traveled for eons to reach us. Each discovery, each question, each moment of wonder is a step forward, not just toward the stars, but toward becoming the best version of ourselves. And as we move forward, we carry with us the light of Earth, a beacon of life, hope, and possibility. The universe is vast, its mysteries endless, its beauty beyond comprehension. Yet in its vastness, we find meaning, not in the answers we uncover, but in the act of seeking itself. For in reaching outward, we are reminded that we are part of something infinite, something enduring, something extraordinary. And so, the story unfolds, written not in words, but in the light of stars and the dreams of those who look up at them. Together, as travelers of the cosmos, we move forward, bound by curiosity, driven by hope, and united by the enduring truth that the journey itself is the greatest discovery of all. The journey to the stars is not only about seeking answers, but about discovering ourselves. It is a path that calls for not just scientific knowledge, but wisdom, responsibility, and a drive for unity. The cosmos inspires us to be better, think broader, and dream bigger. Whether the future holds encounters with other worlds or the continued quiet contemplation of the stars, the very act of searching transforms us, connecting us to something infinite and beautiful. The light of the stars, traveling for billions of years, reminds us that we are part of this grand cosmic dance. Every effort we make to explore and understand is a contribution to a story that has only just begun. Subscribe to the channel to continue this journey together, to explore new horizons, and to be inspired by the boundless wonder of the universe.